good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Swish Flames podcast. Be sure to check out the website at www.swishflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at Swish Flames, and definitely check out the brand new Facebook page at Swish Flames Podcast. And we're going to get right into this. So according to reports, we already know that Kawhi Leonard has opted out, but originally we thought that he would just opt out to re-sign back with the Clippers. But apparently Kawhi Leonard has opted out and will listen to other teams. Now, it hasn't been disclosed yet what teams he might listen to as far as that goes. But it's reported that Kawhi Leonard will meet with other teams. And if you're a Clipper fan, let me tell you why this is so problematic right now. Because Kawhi is a quiet dude. We just don't know what Kawhi's thinking. And because you don't know what Kawhi's thinking, and we know that there have been some reports that he was upset with the medical team, which is kind of sounded similar to the whole situation that went down with the San Antonio Spurs, which ended up having Kawhi upset and wanting to leave the Spurs, is that if Kawhi Leonard was totally on board with the Clippers, you wouldn't want to entertain other teams. You wouldn't even want that kind of drama within your organization. But the fact that he's doing it, I am not sure to play, but the fact that he's doing it gives him ultimate leverage against the Clippers. And so it could just be a leverage play with the Clippers. Remember, Kawhi Leonard is now injured and he's going to be gone most of the season. So we don't know what behind the scenes the Clippers would want from Kawhi. You know what I mean? Maybe they want him long-term to lock in, and maybe he just wants a 1+1, or maybe vice versa. You know what I mean? If you're Kawhi Leonard, I don't know how he wants to handle it, but with his injury history and now having an injury that's going to keep him out for most of the year, maybe he doesn't want to wait another year to secure the most money like he can. Because the reality is, if Kawhi does a 1+1 with the Clippers and then opt out next year and then re-sign for a long-term deal, he can secure a lot more money doing that than just re-signing a max extension with them now. So if it's about the money, then Kawhi would do 1+1 and then re-sign with the Clippers next year with a max extension and secure the most money he can secure. But I don't know why he's going to see other teams, but if he's talking to other teams, it's some kind of leverage play, or it's just simply, hey, I just want to see what other people are offering out there. And so it's kind of like this whole thing when you're this dude and, you know, you're in a relationship and, you know, you think your girl, she committed to you and she's saying she's committed to you, but oh yeah, she just wants to go kind of date out there still when you're ready to commit. It's kind of like that situation where the Clippers find themselves in, where they want Kawhi for the long haul, but he's kind of still testing the waters out there. So if you're a Clippers fan today, or if you're a Clippers management, you have to have a lot of concerns, because Kawhi, at the end of the day, we know is not going to play most of the season. It's a possibility that he won't play the full season. We know that he's very, very meticulous about injuries and playing on injuries, and so we know for a fact that Kawhi Leonard does not want to go out there unless he knows he feels right. And the fact that he has a history of knee problems, you know, I think he's going to be on the cautious side, which rightfully so he should be. But it's hard to kind of see which way Kawhi will go. So we'll see what gets reported eventually on the teams he meets up with. But I can almost guarantee that Dallas is going to be one of those teams that are going to at least try to get a meeting with him. You know what I mean? The new president of operations over there in Dallas, Nico, you know, Kawhi had a good relationship apparently with him over when Kawhi was back with Nike. So there's some familiarity there. So I guarantee Dallas will be in play, you know, as a team that will try to go after Kawhi. Will the Heat still try to talk to him? I don't know. But we'll see what gets reported as far as the teams goes. But I just find it interesting and just wanted to share that for those who may not have noticed that. But just let me know what you think about it. Do you think Kawhi is leaning towards leaving the Clippers? And you know what I mean? That we got to understand too, that'll just be so much devastating after the Clippers gave up all those assets and basically gave up their future, you know, to bring in Paul George, because it would help them get Kawhi Leonard, to Kawhi to walk out on the Clippers. But it is possible Kawhi can definitely be like, hey, let me chill with the Clippers for one more season. He could talk to a team now, and if he likes what they're pitching, he say, hey, let me rehab, I'll re-sign with the Clippers for 1 year and just make room for me, and we'll talk about me going there next season when I'm fully 100% again. You know what I mean? Like, that's in play for Kawhi Leonard. And if I'm a Clipper, like, once again, if I'm a Clipper fan, I'm not going to sit there and say, I'm extremely nervous, but I'm going to say I'll be a little bit nervous right now because Kawhi is just one of those dudes, unpredictable. So once again, just let me know what you think in the comments. You think Kawhi is staying? You think he's just leveraging the Clippers? Or do you think this is a bigger deal that Kawhi is really considering a possible jump away from the Clippers? With that said, it's your boy King Cal 516, live in the mix, and this has been the Swish Podcast.